Hello friends, my name is Milan and this is tutorial number 9 in Java programming tutorials. In this tutorial we will gonna talk about control statements. And before all, I want to, in this tutorial, to create, we have many classes here, and in this tutorial I want to make another package. We will call it control statements. Okay, and inside our new package we want to create a class. I don't know any specific name, but we will call it class 01. We will create main method. Okay, our class is created and I want to close this conversions class. And let's start with some variables. Integer number 1 equals, for example, 20. And our another variable, integer number 2 equals 15. Okay, now we want to check which variable is greater. We can do that by statement if number 1 greater number 2 parentheses, and we will need the system out print line. We will, if number 1 greater than number 2, we will write the message number 1 is greater. Okay, but if this condition, in this condition we are checking if number 1 is greater than number 2, but in case that condition is not completed, we will type else statement, else, and we will write system out print line, and we will type number 2 is greater. Let us save. And this means that if statement condition is not completed, it will complete. We will see the output of else statement, which is number 2 is greater. But we see here number 1 is greater. But let me check. We will see number 1 is greater. Okay, but if we, for example, change the value of number 2, we will type 25, we will save, and now if we run application again, now because here we see that if statement, if condition is not completed, and we will see output output of else statement, number 2 is greater. But let me expand this our application a little. We will create I will make one more condition. Instead of else, I will type else if, and I will type one more condition, number 2 greater than number 1. Okay, and we have if and else if condition, and I will type else statement. Else statement will be, we have here we're checking if number 1 is greater than number 2. Number 2 in else if statement we are checking if number 2 is greater than number 1, and if both conditions are not completed, it means that the numbers are the same, that they are equals. We will type a message for example, these numbers are equals, or we can type number 1 equals, okay, number 1 equals number 2. Maybe it's better. Okay. Now let me try to run this application to see if we have number 1 is 20, number 2 is 25, and we can see here number 2 is greater. And let me change the value of number 1. Now we have number 1 is 40, number 2 is 25. Let's try run this application. Okay, number 1 is greater, and now I want to change the value of number 2 again, and it will be 40. Let's try again. Let me try. Okay, and we see now if condition is not completed, else if condition is not completed, and we have our else statement. Number 1 equals to number 2, and both they are equals, as we can see. This was the simple example of our if else control statement, and we will try to see how it looks with strings. Okay, let me write some variables. String name1 equals to John, and string name2 equals to John. Now we want to check if these two strings variables name1 and name2 are equals. We will check it with if name1 equals name2. We will type system out print line both names are same, and we will type our else statement. System out print line. Names are not same, for example. I don't know if I spelled it properly, but I hope that you understand. And now we want to check, but I suppose that you expected that why we not type name one equal or equal, but when we want to check equality of string, we need to we use this equals. Name one equals to name two. This is equality for the strings. And now we want to run this. And we have seen that names are not same. This is because if this was the case sensitive. Names are the same, but we have a variable name 2 started with uppercase, and if we want, and equals is case sensitive. But let me show you. If we type equals ignore case, we need to just a second. Another string name. It will be the same name 2, but I only deleted unnecessary command, and we have the control statement name if name one equals ignore case, and it can be, we can put all great all name 2 will be all in uppercase, and we want to check equality now. We saved. As you can see, both names are same. It is because if we want to check some equality of strings, we can use equals or equals ignore case. I usually use this one, but we will also have in the future lectures we will use that. Maybe you understand this, maybe not so well, but we will use in the next tutorials and in examples. And this is not rocket science. I really hope that you understand this. If else, control statements are very important in Java programming language, and we will use it in core Java and later in the Spring framework. But I think that if you practice enough, you should not have any problems with that. Okay, that will be all for this tutorial. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel, and also you can follow me on Instagram. You have my link of Instagram in video description, and see you in the next tutorial.